from BEASTCOAST, but they made it. They're here. BB team turning up. First game for them. This team, it's a scary team.
It's a very scary team.
This team is a scary team, but I'm excited to see what BEASTCOAST can do against them because they got some fun stuff this game.
I mean, there's a mid Rubik. There's a lot of different type of style picks that they've gone for. It's very down their style. Same thing with the Jakiro. We're not seeing it too often, but it has to be the highlight with that mid Rubik, right? That's going to be something that they're going to be looking to play around. He has some pretty good steals, of course, versus Tiny, versus Enigma, even versus Bat. The Sticky is... You can build up the AoE very heavily with something like Sticky, because he's gonna, I imagine he went for the AoE, Arcane Accumulation, so there's a lot of potential combos that he can get. Let's just see if he's able to get off the floor there.
Oh, for sure. Even against the Wind Ranger, right? It's
yes.
Kind of a rare hero in which the worst spell to get is kind of the ultimate, but everything else, you know, the Shackle, the Power Shot, and Wind running around on this mid-Rubik could be great for the gangs.
Yeah, the Power Shot, it actually gets very, like, thick, you know? Like, it really does once you get the buildup of this accumulation, which he can definitely do. And even, I will say this, it sounds a little clowny, but you can't underestimate a Focus Fire Rubik. It sounds really clowny.
Can actually...
It's not amazing. Don't get me wrong, because you're committing, but when you're tanky in a Rubik, and let's say you are that ahead, you do get physical. You do get a lot of damage now in this hero. True. Your right click is there, so...
Because in the fights, Wind Ranger is definitely a pretty safe bet, right? So if you take a spell from Wind Ranger, you're going to be able to do something with any of the spells.
It's obviously you don't want the Focus Fire, but if you get it, there can be situations where it's like, okay, this could be okay. Yeah, not amazing, but let's see how these lanes do end up going down.
Yeah, we're making this top one, you know, talking about kind of different lanes. We are getting indeed this time around, you know, Tiny on the off lane here for Miro, for BB team. So Miro and Save in this sort of duo, how does this do against an out Jakiro?
I'm not sure. This is actually my lane to watch for me because I think this is the one that can have the most volatility. How are they going to be able to shut down this Alchemist with Bat? Because we've seen Bat struggle a lot in the laning phase lately. Save, I feel like him and Miro tend to make things really work out for themselves, but same thing for Tiny, not the traditional off-lane pick. So we'll see how much they're able to do versus an Alch because the Acid Spray is pretty devastating in this lane. But yeah, we'll have to see as that one. Because also now, talking about these side lanes, bottom is another one I want to talk about. It is the Slardar versus that Gyrocopter, which can be a bit difficult, but they have a Snapfire. So there's a little bit of a gap-closing element that the Snap can help in a way versus the Slardar that usually is pretty terrible versus those range heroes.
I'm talking about the Snap looking pretty fantastic.
He looks,
He's got that new set.
Yeah, it looks beautiful.
Crazy one. That's a good one there, that new one.
The guns are ridiculous, I have to say. They're like laser beams.
Massive lasers that you've got. On top of whatever kind of what creature it is, some sort of space dinosaur.
This is, you know, I'm saying about the cookie thing where there's the gap close. It's still probably going to be a very difficult lane for Vitaly, all things considered. But there is, you know, that potential. If the Enigma leaves the lane or something, they could try to catch the Gyro off guard. But overall, BBT does not make these type of mistakes that often in laning phase. They are a very laning-oriented team to be able to dominate and kind of snowball off of that, as we've seen in most situations. So. Nice denies there from Vitaly. He actually got 3.
Good damage. Oh, Pyke's in trouble. As Pyke
going down.
Will get taken out. First blood for Save. He'll die in return. Moo's able to take him down, but BB team, they get that first blood.
That's the, I mean, there's a lane to watch, really. Tons of kill threat, kind of on both sides as we see there. I just don't know how good this Jakiro is at stopping the kill threat onto this Alchemist at this point. Because like Panel was saying, he's saying this is the lane really that has to go well for BEASTCOAST for them to have a good mid game. Of course, the Rubik too, but that Rubik should have a good lane versus the Wind Ranger. Be careful, Moose. He stepped up. The stickies are stacking up.
Ooh, and he's gone.
Pyke,
be careful quite be able to set up to take down Mirror in return either as BBT get the one. I won't quite get Pyke the second time round, but bullying him back underneath the tower.
Save is a master on these type of heroes. He's very specific. This guy, like when he gets to play his heroes, like his Pudge, his Pugna, his Bats, these type of things, I feel like we see this very often from him. Sure. He's able to apply a ton of pressure. So
we've seen on the stats as well, Bat's got a few games we have seen it being drafted, but hasn't really been doing too well, right?
No, but this is definitely one of Save's. I mean, gold tier and whatnot. This is one of his very comfortable. He's a very pressuring, like very aggressive kind of player, especially in the laning phase, and can definitely do that versus an Alchemist. Slowing down Alch is very important too. Every time there's an Alch game, you know, it's all about how that Alchemist is able to do. And if he does get slowed down versus a Gyrocopter, the recovery is very difficult. It's usually not really there.
So what about the Gyro so
He's
far?
gonna free farm.
Yeah, Nightfall, top last hits. By quite a while.
Just can never, just the afterburner too, just makes you just kind of impossible for the Slardar to ever get aggressive in particular. Vitaly's doing okay down there though. 21-7's pretty good for the Slardar, all things considered.
GPK continue to keep it even against the Rubik mid. Top lane, they're going to make another go on towards Pyke. He's able to turn, get the concoction off. But he is dead again. This top lane from BB team continuing
he's dead too.
to crush Beast Coast safe lane duo. Double kill for Save. It's getting kind of close and a little bit early for the Alk, but he may have to leave that lane pretty soon.
Yeah, I think he might have to just go back to jungle because they aren't able to get the pole reset, and Save is just, he's got the resources too. He's got the salve clarity. He's going to be able to keep putting this pressure. I mean, Save, I've seen him do this so much. He's actually, I take note of this guy a little bit when he plays his bats and his Pugnus, because I feel like he's one of the few that really does make it look this strong in a lot of scenes. Him and Crit in particular with the bat.
Crit's the other one, right?
Yeah, they're the two that make bat look broken, really. Yep. And right now off the bat, yeah, Pyke already very slowed down, and the Tiny's levels are already starting to kick in too for that toss.
Bottom lane, Toronto Tokyo continues just doing an excellent job of really just zoning back both Vitaly and Elmisho. It's just giving what continues to be pretty much more than free farm, it feels like. 37 CS here, 5.5 minutes in. Nightfall barely missing anything, if anything at all.
Nightfall has the Falcon Blade now too already, so can't even get aggressive unless they make a third move. I mean, they couldn't really get aggressive versus it anyway with this lane, but BBT has done this perfectly in this early game. Now looking to play around that 6-minute power rune. All the supports rotating over. They've even warded behind the tower here versus Lumpy. And Misho. They just die here.
Run. I mean, there's a blood grenade at the ready. Toronto Tokyo lays it down, and indeed Elmisho turn with a scatter blast, but the Eidolons will take him out. Lumpy in the mid. He's forced to have to TP away.
Secures the rune, regen. Catapult will die to the mid lane, but aggressive move from BB. Very successful. And a free kill for Toronto Tokyo, and it's a Gyro who's free farming in the bottom lane too, so unable to pressure this Gyrocopter at all with this Slardar pick. That's why they went for it. That's why they wanted this Gyro. These ranged cores versus Slardar can just be very problematic in lane.
Yeah. And Lumpy wants to help out, but it's going to take time, right? With the build he's going for the boots to travel rush into the Aghanim, so rushing the bots.
Okay, because I've seen like the phylacteries and stuff like that to tank yourself up a little bit earlier. If you do this, you are a bit susceptible to bursts, and there are heroes that can get on top of you. Aghanims, of course, is the dream, especially if you're able to ever get these, tosses and stickies, because the AoE just becomes massive for any of these double spells, but see if the early bots are going to be beneficial versus him. If they lose early game early, Boots of Travel feels incredibly greedy, and they already are losing this early game. So we'll see if he does actually go down the bots route.
Yeah. I mean, I guess just really trusting in the fact that there are a lot of potentially very strong spell steals for him to make.
Yeah.
Right? So as long as he can be there, involved in the action, Lumpy feels like whatever he grabs, he's going to be able to use it. He doesn't need kind of that phylactery build-up. He just needs to be there.
Sure. My worry is just that there's going to be double blink daggers pretty early in this game. Or relatively early. Bat and Tiny, I imagine, are going to rush those really early, and that's the gap close. If Rubik gets gone on, he's dead at that point. With Boots of Travel and stuff, he's going to be squishy, so we'll see. We'll see if he does commit for it or not. They're going to make moves around.
And this tower almost certainly going down. Not a lot that Pyke and moves can do to keep it alive. They have the wraparound coming in from Lumpy and Elmisho. They're going to try and take the fight against BB team.
He's got power shot. Good burst damage.
GPK is already kind of out of that. They won't be able to get the catch-all connection.
I mean, BBT's playing this early game pretty much perfect. The execution. Couldn't ask for anything better, really. They even have stacks to go back to. I've been seeing Save after he crushed the top lane. He's got these stacks formed to be able to go back and farm too.
Tower is under attack.
Alk will be able to go back to the jungle, but 2 deaths in laning phase is kind of exactly what you want if you are a BB.
It's not going to be the quickest of radiances here for the Alk this game.
No, definitely not. Nightfall will probably be able to match net worth of an Alchemist, which is definitely pretty sad for the Alchemist. How those levels too? Still not, I mean, very far from level 6 on these supports on the side of Beast Coast. And the snap level 6 is pretty important in this game. That burst damage, it's mostly going to come from him and the Rubik early on, depending on what the Rubik steals.
Sure.
So yeah, that one's going to come out really, very, very slow. Literally level 4 on the snapper with 0 XP so far.
Yeah, we've got to see some crazy stuff from Lumpy. Pressure's on for him.
Definitely.
Vitaly and Elmisho seeing if they can start something down here, but fighting Save and Toronto Tokyo doesn't seem to be an option. He's got backup coming in at Elmisho and further TP, so BB team have to pull back a little bit.
Ooh, tempted blood grenade there, but can't go at all aggressive.
BB team force a reaction and back off.
Perfect response. They just poke and prod, force reaction, and then just back up and get back to that farming. And now looking even pressure mid, GPK immediately was pinging out the mid lane. It's got a rotation also from Miero. Moose might get caught off guard.
Looking at the setup, Avalanche tossed into the power shot. It's far too much burst for any support to withstand at this stage.
Great coverage from Miero too. He used the tree grab right at the end of it there too. So Lumpy doesn't get the toss steal. He gets just a tree grab, which is very sad. Might look for the Rubik as well. They do a scan.
Bottom, not quite able to set up for a dive on Toronto Tokyo. He's too far back.
Nothing going Beast Coast's way, everything going BBT's way.
Dire's middle tower.
It's going to be a tough game for the mid Rubik. Still working on the bots. 1,260 gold into the recipe.
Okay.
Lumpy.
Oop. Bit of lag. A 4K lead. A Gyro ahead of the Alchemist. I mean, they've done everything they needed to in this early game, it does feel like, for BBT. Taking all the boxes.
As you say, Miro doing exactly what you need to do against a Rubik.
Yep. Never give toss.
I guess that's probably the worst spell to steal this game.
The tree, yeah. The
Would you rather? Is flat cannon worse? Yeah. What's the most unappealing spell this game to have as a Rubik? The most useless spell.
It probably is the tree.
The tree.
Probably is the tree. As long as he keeps... he has to try to get one of these spells. So Power Shot and Toss are very, very good. Those are the best ones.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, the huge damage nukes.
Because the other ones, yeah, you can argue, of course. The call downs and stuff. Maybe in Black Hole, but it's very unlikely to get a lot of these, especially since they move the positioning. I think it was really clever from BBT the way they kind of did this style of drafting, where they showed this Enigma early, they picked the Alchemist, maybe you could say an overreaction perhaps from Beast Coast, but is them making sure that they can shut down this Enigma, and then they just swap the lane around completely. So
you got to imagine that, BB team, they knew that Alk was coming. They were baiting that Alchemist pretty hard in the draft as it seemed to play out.
Yeah, now, after all these aggressive moves that they've been able to make, 10 minutes, they've got a 4K lead. Great position they're in. They've got those stacks to go back to that Save was prepping for either himself, his Tiny, or his Wind Ranger. Yeah, beautiful execution so far. So for Beast Coast, it really is, I mean, now at this point, slow down a bit, right? Wait for the Radiance, in particular on the Alchemist. But if you can find some kills on Lumpy, it would be good, because I want to see the Snapfire try to get a level 6 pretty soon. I don't want to see some level like, the second Wisdom Rune being the Snapfire's level 6, because that's going to be very sad for them to pose any kill threat into Nightfall at that point then. So we're getting back into it here.
Let's see what I've got. Bottom lane now, Misho trying to grab that final bit of XP to get towards the 6. Yes, it's this sort of timing now for all 3 cores. Vitali, it's got to go straight for that blink. It's going to take a bit of time to get there. It's going to take a bit of time for Lumpy to get his bots. And it's going to take a bit of time for that Radiance to get there for Pike. So Beast Coast, at the moment, kind of wanting to avoid any sort of fight the BB team brings them.
Okay, I mean, let's see if the boots of travel end up working out for Lumpy. They're going to be able to get on him. The blink on the Tiny is going to come out very soon. Same thing for Save, so... It is the greedy route, right? He's trying to play with, like, I guess that Alchemist Radiance and stuff like that, just to be able to greed it up, but I think BBT will be pretty happy playing into the greed anyway.
Well, there we go. BB team as well, they turn up and already GPK smashing records about over a minute faster than the fastest that we've seen so far from the ATOS rushes on Wind Rangers.
Like, just a casual toss, but it's half HP. Keeps him on his toes. So far, Beast Coast unable to make any aggressive move this game.
What do they do? I mean, they've got the bots, right?
They do.
Bots are done, so Lumpy can always be there. Now, what he's going to be able to offer,
yes,
who knows? It might not matter that he's there, but he will be there.
Power Shot is strong if he can land these.
Not quite enough to clear out the Eidolons, though, unfortunately, as it seems.
Nope, and the Blink's now already finished up for Miero, so these more fragile mids can really suffer. Although Rubik, of course, not as fragile as he used to be, because he does have the crazy magic resist and whatnot that we can talk about too, but 1,000 HP. He still will very likely die if he gets tossed back in every situation right now. But they are trying to slow the pace of the game down. But as we were mentioning before, BBT, they're fine with slowed pace of the game when they have this Gyrocopter absolutely free farming. And that Blink is done. So for BBT, things will accelerate. And Vitali's is still about 500 away.
Still on the bottom lane. Almost taken out.
Slowly but surely, the Eidolons are doing it.
Of course, BB team yet to lose a tier 1 tower themselves. They still hold all of theirs.
I don't feel like the lanes have gone past the river almost in quite some time. It feels like they're just shoving these lanes out constantly, farming back onto the jungle.
There's the smoke up.
There's their smoke. Vitaly's not quite had his blink, and he is literally one toss from death if they see him.
Let's see who they go for. GPK and Miro. And then between the two of them, they've got a crazy amount of jump burst. They'll go for Amisho. Quick with the setup, the burst leaves no chance.
Another chi throw stolen.
That's right, the tree in frustration there, Lumpy is like, why can't I get a better spell?
Miro's still, he's thinking about the jump. Lumpy. And they might be able to take away this Wisdom Room. Again, another great aggressive move, but at least this time, Misho, that was kind of he caught the gank, right?
Sure.
He prevented the Slardar from dying there, so he did see the movement, or read the movement coming.
And Vitaly's got his blink, so let's see what Beast Coast are going to be able to do around the Slardar blink dagger.
They have the Radiance. They have timing.
But do they want to get the Alk involved? Probably not, right? He's going to continue to farm with this Radiance.
If he can TP in and join afterwards,
sure.
right? Like something like that.
Maybe.
Dire's bottom tower.
A 40-minute Wisdom Rune. They were preparing just in case BB Team were going to bring a fight, but BB Team have actually backed off. So Beast Coast will get the Wisdom Rune fine.
Great read from BBT to not stick around there, right? They must have known that these timings were coming for them.
Yeah, and I guess Nightfall felt, it wasn't going to be efficient, him sort of waiting around to be a part of that fight. He just wants to keep farming, keep staying ahead, and keeping on level with for outside of the laning stage, what has been a free farm Alchemist.
Absolutely.
But as you can see on the numbers, this Gyro, Nightfall's farming just as well.
He's matching.
Which is pretty impressive stuff. Aghanims, about 1,500 gold away for the Gyro.
I'm just seeing this. The real big thing is too the two supports on the side of BBT. They're really scaling. Owen, the blink on save is pretty much done. Toronto, Tokyo. He's got drums and I believe something else. No, just drums plus something else soon. BBT's gonna look to fight on their towers, especially if they can get any type of initiation to start the fight, which they will have double initiated.
Yeah, they've got so much of it. The double blinks on the supports, the Atos on the Wind Ranger. They've got so many ways of starting a fight, BB Team.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Smoke through the Twin Gate.
Nightfall is just maximizing as much as possible, using call down even to farm the jungle. And this ward, I believe it caught Pyke for a second here. Will he be ready for the jump? The double blinks are ready.
That's a lot of burst, a lot of control potentially here between the two supports.
They're right on him.
They get the toss back. And they have the lasso. TPs are coming in. Pyke, he'll be able to get the concoction off, but...
Oh, look who comes in for the cleanup.
And he might be ready to go for more. GPK's got the setup over to the side with the Atos. Be able to turn moves here with the Macropie, lay down the ult to stop BB Team from chasing.
They got what they came for. They got the Alk. They'll back it up.
Radiant are
Nightfall just comes in. The carry contribution, I think one attack finishes off the Alchemist, the Dream. Pretty much the Aghanim's now finished up. Beast Ghost getting some farm, but now Lumpy has shown himself a bit deep. He get himself away. Narrow's right on him.
We'll get the avalanche to open.
Another tree throw.
Another tree throw. Poor old Lumpy.
He hasn't given anything.
He's stolen this game. He just keeps getting these trees.
Vitaly. He may have got baited.
I think he might have. The Black Hole's going to get dropped down. TPs are coming in. Vitaly is going to try and run, but the full lineup of BBT pretty much showing up down here. Vitaly's gone. Lumpy's got to get out. He's able to turn his telekinesis on to save, but he's knocked back by the flame break. Jump fall from Miro again with the avalanche. The cooldown coming in. Lumpy's gone.
And another one.
GPK even gets the setup onto Elmi's show. They're going to be able to take down all three of them. BB Team.
They came very ready today.
Oh, they did. 11 for 1 and 6K lead.
Very smooth the way they did that, too. Beast Coast may be thinking that they can try to go back in, but everybody from BBT just shows up.
Bottom tower is under attack.
Great coverage of spell usage, too. He was like the Enigma Black Hole potential steal, but he went for Avalanche instead. It didn't matter anyway, as Vitaly got baited.
Nothing going the way of Beast Coast right now.
No, and they didn't even have the numbers there. They didn't even bring Moose. Speaking of Moose,
he's jumping over the lasso. He wants to take out Moose at the same time. He's going to be able to kill off Moose. Lumpy will have some backup coming in, but already saves on his way out with the Firefly.
And he's burning them, so there's no blink available. He'll be able to reset out. I mean, outplay, outclass so far. BBT dancing around them.
And Nightfall just continuing to stay ahead of the Farmer Pike on the Alchemist.
And Lumpy just unable to really get any of the real big dream spells. He's had Power Shot a couple of times, but still unable to find that beautiful toss. Halfway to the Ags. Has been slowed down massively, though. We've seen these Blink Daggers really be his kryptonite.
BeastCoast grouping up heavily around the mid lane.
GPK already has Gleipnir finished. This is scary positions to make an aggressive move. 8K lead versus the Alchemist lineup. Zero mistakes so far from BBT.
BeastCoast not able to find a way to sort of make a move on towards BBT's side of the map. I mean, again, they're just keeping their towers alive. There's just never been any sort of coordinated push that succeeded. The sort of fight that happened the deepest was that one down there where Vitaly gets caught in the black hole.
Yeah.
BB team turn up and they hold the defense.
I mean, we've just been seeing one team really playing like a team and the other one looking a bit disjointed and disconnected because of how poorly that early game went. I feel like I haven't even seen the Jakiro in the last like 7 minutes or so, and they need every little thing they can get on the side of BeastCoast to be able to surmount the fight now. Speaking of the Jakiro, save. Feels like he just always finds him.
Vitaly is there.
Okay, he's patient this time.
Backup was ready and save, he knew it. Doesn't go for the play.
But he farms, as Bat Riders do, and I'm continuing to see these supports almost starting to catch up, at least to these offlaners and mids.
Actually, yeah,
side of
Vitaly and Lumpy, they're starting to... I guess you say not necessarily them falling behind, just these two supports on BB team just zooming ahead.
Yeah, bit of both, of course, but... Mech is finished up for Almisho, so I mean, feeling a bit tanky, but they just aren't being given any opportunities from BBT with the way that BBT's just playing. You never really want to make a move for Nightfall because he's just too big, and the rest of them just seem to have always been together. So it's difficult for BeastCoast to find any opportunity, at least pre-BKB. That's probably going to be the next call to make. It's a BKB on the Alchemist, but you are going to be so far behind on everybody else at that point that BKB might just be very underwhelming. How close is the Ags?
It's close.
BKB on
it's close.
Alchemist and Ags on Lumpy, and we'll have to see if they can execute the team fights versus BBT.
Is there any in particular big Ag spells that he's looking to grab?
I think it's just multiple spells.
The frequency.
Yeah.
That's the big thing this game.
Ages though. Very methodical game from BBT, to be honest with you. It's as clean as it comes.
Not just the Aegis, but pretty much what got his BKB as well.
Done.
Right,
yeah.
Nightfall, so everything continued to fall into place. 21 minutes in, he's able to back off. Maybe step the entrance, or if not the least, grab that Wisdom Rune. There's going to be a smoke coming out from BeastCoast, but it's a risky one. This one is into the Aegis.
And without a BKB on Pike. This is not really with any actual timing by any means.
On Lumpy.
Okay, I guess it's just the one.
That's the one timing they have here with this smoke. If he goes and joins the smoke, that is.
It's only, just a single item timing. Maybe looking to try to catch BBT off guard somehow, but as it's been so far this game, just perfect movements really from BBT.
As it looks, Lumpy's not really joining them.
No.
I'm sure he's got the bots up in a couple of seconds, but not leading the way with the smoke movement. Either way, BeastCoast, they don't find anything.
And BBT, they're definitely ready to fight. 4 staff now on save, level 2 lasso. Lots of different timings that they can look for. Oh,
he's gonna find him.
He knew. The arrow. Part of 11 of the 13 kills, this Tiny. This swap to the offlane has honestly been absolutely perfect.
Yeah, he's, Mira on the Tiny's getting almost as much as if any of the other cores were playing Tiny in their lanes.
Absolutely. And he's going to transition. He will be a right-clicking core as well, too. He's going to scale.
Lasso tries to clear the wave in the mid, but save. He's there ready. Grabs him with the lasso. He's gone.
That's a rough one.
GPK's on the hunt. He's going to find Pike. In with the focus fire. It's not going to be enough to kill him, so Pike should get the chance to walk this one off.
Towers to fall, though. They can't even get any type of responses. Just nobody can find anything on the map for BeastCoast. We have seen this from BBT quite a lot. Especially in these early games, if they're able to get that lead, they tend to keep it versus a lot of these teams. I mean, Falcons, of course, has proven otherwise in some tournaments, but that's Falcons, so. A flawless game from Nightfall, continuing to just be ahead of that Alchemist, his team pressuring beautifully, and they're about to have multiple BKBs. I believe the triple BKBs are going to be finished up on the cores. And when you look at Beast Coast lineup, their way to fight back is if they can get some type of overextensions from BBT and get these catches with their spell combos. But if they're just all immune, all debuff immune kind of running through all the Jakiro spells, it's going to be even harder. I just haven't felt any impact really from this Jakiro. Not much of Beast Coast, really. It's all falling apart quickly.
That's pretty passive stuff. Which I guess it just tends to be the case when you do run this like out safe lane and don't have a hot start. You kind of sit back, let the lab farm, but
very different from the usual style that I see from, I mean, especially the South American teams in particular, just like relentless aggression. This was just been quiet and just BBT's just dictating the pace completely.
Yeah, it really feels like the draft in which it seems that Beast Coast kind of got baited into picking this Alchemist because of what they expected the lane to be that he was against has just hurt them really bad.
Yeah, I mean, draft as well as play is, yeah. BBT's just kind of dancing on him. And yeah, BKB's done. Greaves finished up from Almisho, but these items just don't feel like they're going to surmount to much since their mid and their offlane have completely fallen off.
That's safe.
They'll catch him. Finally able to get something on the board.
Is under attack.
But it's taken them 24 minutes to find that secondary kill. Lumpy does have to be careful.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
I'm going to find the avalanche or the toss straight away. Vitaly's still going to get caught by the Malefice. Toronto Tokyo is going to drop the black hole.
He can get stolen.
See Lumpy step forward. He's able to use the stolen one very nicely against the two of them. That's the kind of steals you're looking for.
Nightfall. He's got 40 seconds left on Aegis.
Can they run this down? They could take him out for twice.
He is pretty alone.
It's the cooldown off, but I mean, surely they get him the once.
Surely. Took him a while. That's respawning.
I don't think they can get him a second time. Yeah, they got to get out of here.
That was a good strike, though. First time this game that they've actually made an aggressive move.
Yep, they get in, they get a good steal. The black hole's there, and it gets them something.
It does. And he's got the sticky napalm, too, so you saw that AoE was increased pretty decently there. Moose also will be able to get away. Signs of life for Beast Coast. At a pretty necessary time, it felt like, too. That was into the multiple BKB timings that BBT had. Unfortunately, the Aegis, of course, was still there. If the Aegis wasn't there, that would have been a dream positioning for them there, but...
But now, you know, Lumpy, he's got the Blink Dagger, and he will have that chance to try and go for another play with the Black Hole before he loses it.
And he can just keep stacking the AoEs with the Sticky. So I'm looking forward to a massive Black Holes if he's able to find position.
Wait, how big can you get the AoE? That's pretty, just...
I don't know the exact numbers on him with the cooldown of the accumulation, because the accumulation only lasts 20 seconds, so... You can probably, I mean, exact
so how many stickies can you get off in 20
You can get,
seconds?
let's say, like 8. You can get a lift of a nuke and another steal. So you can maybe get like 10 stacks. So
that's what, 250 AoE bonus?
Yeah. Let's see.
Okay.
It's going to be execution. If he lands a big one, then they can absolutely turn this, but...
Yeah, that could be pretty high. Let's see if Lumpy can do it.
Gyro is also one of the better ones versus that too, right? Because he is going to be able to potentially survive if he does get caught in it as well, especially if he gets Satanic, but
we could see... I mean, he's got the tools to have literally the biggest black hole we've seen
literally.
Ever. Like, this could be a pretty crazy black hole if things go to plan. He's going to go to plan for Almisha. Nope. He gets caught. So now you've got black hole. Do you just start spamming Sticky?
Yeah, you should.
You just spam.
He has to, but he has to hide himself.
He's spamming, he's spamming, he's spamming.
Don't get caught. He's got an avalanche steal now too.
Okay, well now we can't spam.
Yeah, but he's gonna start losing the spell anyway too, right? And also this is just this is a better spell to steal overall.
Avalanche into black hole is also very nice.
Yeah. And let's be honest, the radius of the black hole is usually kind of enough.
Yeah, but if imagine how big it could be.
Let's see if they can capitalize on BBT making another mistake like that.
I mean, you got to be going for these moves. You want to use
you
this
have
black
to,
hole.
You have to try to use this black
hole. Go and
hole.
use this black hole. You know you're behind. You've got to just go for it.
Dire are scanning.
Even if it's just for a solo kill, on a core, it's going to be absolutely worth it. Just do it.
How close to AC on Pyke? He's still a little bit away, but you have to try to seize the opportunity of this timing.
Dire's top tower is
Go,
under
go, go.
attack.
Top is getting pressured here from Eidolons. How long left on that steal? BBT might just avoid until the steal is gone.
I mean,
that would be the safest thing to
considering
do.
the caliber of Team BBT, I imagine they're indeed keeping a pretty much a track on the timing of this spell.
Oh, look at GPK. He's baiting. He's trying to bait here with his illusion. And they're going to fall for it. Oh, what a play. Oh, that was so sick.
I mean, that was, yeah. Because it hits them when they're going to be a bit kind of like panicky. It's like they know that the black hole timing's running out. They're just going to go if they see something. They see something and they go for it.
He's also there in the side, so the smoke breaks and they're like, oh, clearly it's real.
That's the big,
so
that's the big
game them.
Keeping the hero in range so the smoke dispels. That is indeed the big brain element
that was,
of that one. Yeah.
I mean, tip this man.
Oh, and that hurts, because that was really the move that you were looking to make, because now the black hole's gone.
And now, BBT, you're going to see the posture immediately change. They're going to look to play aggressive right off the bat. That was so smart. I love seeing stuff like that.
BBT looking pretty good.
Yeah, they're looking hot.
Looking pretty good.
Yeah, playing around their vision as well, too. They buy an early gem, even when they have this advantage. A team that does this very often around the 25-minute mark. Satanic now finished for Gyro.
I mean, the whole game, again, Nightfall has just stayed ahead of the Alchemist. Yeah. I mean, sure, Gyro is a pretty great hero for farming, but
absolutely is.
You got to consider as well, Pyke, he has had a lot of space. Like, this is not a Alchemist that's been necessarily pressured. Sure, he had a rough lane.
Yeah.
But he has been kind of free farming for the most of the game. It doesn't matter. Nightfall is just free farming on a Gyrocopter and out farming him even harder.
Dire
Level 22 as well on Nightfall compared to level 18 of Pyke.
That is pretty crazy. Was it the triple blink daggers as well too on the side of BBT? So this Rubik, it's so difficult for him to get a good execution, really, because they can just triple jump on top of him.
Sure. And as you say, he can die through the black hole.
He absolutely
even if he gets the steal and he's able to get it off. But maybe. I mean, that's really the only spell still that he's going to be looking for. At this point, when you're this far behind, it's black hole or bust.
Yeah, black hole. Lasso could work. Could see Lasso, the double lasso. Double lasso. Do they have any force staffs? They don't. They have a cookie. So they have one single repositioning tool with it as well. Does he have... wait a second.
He's going to be able to find Vitali. He was trying to TP out in the trees. But these supports, we've seen it from Save finding him in the trees down there. And then we saw earlier what Mira catching moves in the trees. You can't hide from these two. They'll find you.
They always know. Call down is louder than any other spell in the game. It just deafened me. I was like, everything else was fine. Then call down came out. I was like, my. Whew. My, oh my. Pyke, AC's finished, but yeah, still the timings just continue to get more and more delayed. He's got the MKB in preparation of Q versus the Butterfly that inevitably will come for the Gyro, but yeah, he's still... Being a full item behind on Alchemist is a very sad position to be. And yeah, these two supports, these two quote-unquote supports on the side of BBT, they're about to surpass that offlaner.
Okay.
That's got to be the black holes. Kind of feels like the only way back here for Beast Coast, especially with the way that BBT's playing. It looks like they're just going to wait for that next Roche. It is up. They can look to go for it.
All eyes on Lumpy.
Do they go for a fight, like this YOLO fight around Roche? It feels a bit too risky.
Nice goes BKB Lumpy.
Oh, okay. So there we go.
They have a chance if he does get that black hole of being able to just drop the black hole.
He's prepping for literally having a 5-man black hole.
Yeah. Could still die to the right clicks of the Gyrocopter.
He could also still get blink lassoed if it's not in a perfect positioning, and he does find it. Sneaky play. Hides his BKB when he goes out.
Okay.
I like it. I like it.
Radiant's middle tower.
They're pulling out all the tricks, and it feels like they do need to pull out all the tricks at this point in this game too. Well, this game won, but as well. Yeah. So. Amp damage bottom. They've got a banner now, too, if they do want to force the issue here. And they have lanes in a pretty good position, too. The Eidolons are pushing bottom. Can't believe Save has a BKB already. Blink, BKB, Force Staff on the bat. He can pick and choose whatever target he wants.
Oh, yeah. They're going to be ready to tear people outside of the high ground.
Absolutely.
He's ready to go in and go out.
Lumpy in particular has to be very careful how much he shows himself on that high ground. He is showing. The banner is down.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
That's the jump for Charlie. He's trying to start something. They're throwing everything down onto this gyrocopter, but it's really not doing a whole lot. And now Mirror's in with the toss back on towards Pike. They're able to put the BKB and step back. Nobody dies.
Nightfall got the Satanic off as they jumped him, so he just keeps himself at full health. They will stop the push, though. Banner gets taken out. Hold on to their buildings at the least there. And they did end up keeping each other protected versus the commit that GPK attempted for. That was an amp damage, too, on GPK. Couldn't actually finish him, but either way, looks like they'll continue that push. Attempts.
Trying to see if he can jump onto them onto the side Pikes. Watch him with the concoction. Throw it down onto Mira. Jump forward from Save. He's looking for a last one. He's able to grab the Alchemist, drag Pike down to the low ground, into the toss bomb, and into the shackle shot. The Alchemist is dead.
The perfect target. No BKB available. He's dead 60. How do you hold on to your high ground now?
Nightfall, but indeed. He's got Satanic, he's got BKB, he's got Aegis.
Healing right back up. Miro, he's in again.
He's able to get the toss back straight away onto Lumpy. Lumpy caught in the combo. He'll nearly get away, but the vision is down. They'll find him. A buyback will come out from Pike. They've taken the Aegis.
He's got BKB ready.
Out of his hands, but can they take him down a second time? He's going to get forced down to the low ground. Vitali pots the BKB, but he cannot get stuck in on this. They cannot punish BB Team any further.
That's a buyback, and they might look for the jump. Lasso's up in 20. Miro considering it. Nightfall doesn't want to leave this area. 30 seconds still on the Rubik.
Dire's bottom barracks are under attack.
Wave's coming in. He also, of course, found the best item. Didn't point it out, but he did get the Vindicator's Axe. So in a lot of these situations, gets stunned, and he's just got such increased armor that doesn't have to worry either. Butterfly finished.
Basically unkillable on the gyro. Nightfall.
He is unkillable. There is no MKB even anywhere on the horizon for the Alk.
Toronto Tokyo's even got a Vlad to amp him up as well.
The toss back again.
Nero's able to find it.
And the lasso.
And they'll catch both for the moves, and Vitali gone. The moves will come in straight away with the buyback. 70% for Vitali. Pike, he's jumped the backlines. He has got on top of Toronto Tokyo. They're taking the Enigma down. Can they get more? They'll turn over towards Nightfall. What's the BKB Pike as he continues to come in on towards him? The Macropie is down on towards Nightfall as well. Nightfall trying to run. He's able to get out with the BKB. He's going to opt for the TP out, and he is away safely. 70% for GPK here with the BKB TP. He'll also make it out. So they lose Toronto Tokyo, but they make sure everyone else gets out of there. And that defense, it cost Beast Coast 3 extra buybacks.
And they're not even going to get a Wisdom Rune either. Individual plays and whatnot too. BBT, just they're so on point. Nightfall gets himself away, just always holding on to that BKB, gets the TP out after he resets away from Slardar. It's picture perfect plays really from him in particular. The three cores are having unbelievable performances really on the side of BBT. Only Mira with the one death.
Really, the support.
Yes, true.
Like they've kind of become additional cores here. They're catching up to Lumpy.
Yeah.
They've taken over Vitali.
Such quick little decision making. When they get jumped, they just like, okay, yeah, we can just, yeah, BKB, get that TP out. Vitali. Nightfall wants him. Got the missile on him. There's backup also.
He's got BKB. Whoop. And he won't need it. Blink Dagger alone should keep him at a safe distance as he's able to fully retreat. But yeah, this inevitable push is going to be coming in from BB Team, and this time around, Beast Coast won't have the buybacks to fall back on to try and push them back. So it's going to be a tough defense.
What, it was 4 total used, right?
Or at least 3, right?
It was 3, but then there was also one from beforehand used, so I believe it was 4.
Yeah. Or,
yeah.
Yeah,
Pike could use it beforehand.
Pikes came out earlier on the bottom lane defense.
This is the last attempt here, and yeah, they need Black Hole. It really does feel like they need it. And maybe even just going for that wraparound again, too, because that was decent.
Sure, yeah, it kind of worked. And now this time they do have the MKB on Pike.
They do.
So if they get in onto Nightfall, they can keep him locked down. Maybe Pike can threaten the gyrocopter.
Just have to make sure you handle the Enigma, too. Maybe allow this Rubik to get the steal or something. It's a lot to ask for.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Level 25 also hit onto Nightfall, so Flat Cannon is pretty much always going to be active. Another toss back.
Oh. Not where you want to Ogre Seal Totem to, but sometimes you just Ogre Seal Totem.
He is just way too tanky.
They're trying.
Still stunned.
Gyro down, they're throwing everything
Still
onto
stunned.
Nightfall, but he's now starting to heal. He's healing up. He's killed them off. The tier 3's gone. They don't have buybacks.
Dire's top
Give him the 5-man black hole. Just give it to him. He's got the sticky in the black hole.
Okay, he's got it. Okay.
Dire's top barracks.
Okay.
Miro, he won't give it to him though. No mercy.
They're just killing off moves.
Oh. Well, I mean, he's game over
I'm going to
anyway.
guess that's GG. GG is called. This game won. It's BB teams, and it was not close, folks. This was
Not
quite
at
a,
all.
well, quite a, it was a very